All right, I'd like to call to order the new Palestine Redevelopment Commission at 6:03 on August 21st, 2024. I'd like to start the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And if we can start off with a roll call, if you would, please.
Mark Clooney is absent.
Yes.
Steve Rainey.
Here.
Bill Niemeyer.
Here.
Rachel Strong. Here. Ethan Mate.
Here.
Okay, and Gina Klink. Here. All right.
Thank you. Old business. For old business, we need to approve the minutes from June 5th, 2024. Do I have a motion to approve the Redevelopment Commission meeting or minutes from June 5th of 2024?
I'll make that motion.
Do we have a second?
A second.
Oh, I should have asked if everyone had a chance to read them and if there was any comments or anything that needed to be discussed from those minutes. No? All right. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Opposed, state nay. All right, thank you. Motion carries. New business. So it looks like we've had some legislative changes impacting the Redevelopment Commission that are now into law in the 2024, starting this year. We're giving a summary here of those changes. I don't know if you had a chance to look at it. Do we have anyone here that can represent or just highlight or state the highlights of these changes? I mean, if not, I mean, we can go through them.
Yeah, I would say go through them because that way you get the wording as it is created by the states
Yeah.
and by one of us.
So it looks like all government bodies, including the redevelopment commissions, that hold their regular meetings at the same place as the governing body of the related city, town, or county, will be required to provide live transmissions of their meetings. That's something new we have not done, so I guess we'll only be looking at that, and that starts effective July 1st.
We have been doing that, and you're in the same room here as the normal town council meetings that have already been broadcast, and your meetings have also been put on YouTube.
Perfect.
And they're live broadcast, and then also visible on YouTube as a recording.
So we're ahead of the game.
We're
Ahead of the game.
I like it.
By a full,
One of the few towns that-
Already on first base.
well, and that's effective July 1st of 2025.
Yeah, correct.
So we're
Really ahead.
well ahead of the game.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. The next subject was the annual spend. So we need to have a spending plan that needs to be provided to the town council. And it looks like that becomes effective December 1st. And so I'm not sure what that plan needs to look like, but one thing that we've been asked a couple times, and Yvonne brought it up today, is to develop a list, even if just a spreadsheet document, listing all the potential projects that we could be looking at funding, and then use that to look at this, if we approve it, when it's approved, the value of it, how much has been paid, if we do it over incrementals over several years. So hopefully we can use that document as the basis for our spend plan. And I'll have that action item, I'll have that developed or drafted up. I'll send that to the commission members to have them review and comment, and then next meeting we can when we get back together, then we can formally approve that's the document we want to move forward with. But also if we can use that document to present as our spending plan to the town council. And we'll have that, we'll plan to present that spending plan the first town council meeting in December.
Steve, and maybe Yvonne, you can speak into this too. Is this one of those governmental circumstances where we want to put down as much as we can because we can't spend outside of that plan? So we want to put down everything we possibly could spend money on
I would think so. I would
Even if we
think
aren't-
allow yourself to put.
Right, even if we aren't going to spend the money.
Yeah, or in somewhat non-specific terms, maybe, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
And
But there's not been a whole lot of guidance from the state on this, other than, hey, you're gonna need to do this. So we, just like every other town and city in the state, are all waiting for a little bit more guidance from the state on what it is that they really wanna see. So let's start with the spreadsheet, you know, and then we'll massage it as time goes on. And I am sure whatever they will tell us this year as a guideline will be different next year, because that's how they tend to operate,
That's
you know, so.
The curiosity I have as we develop this list is, how can the commission help kind of speak into other areas or community organizations that we could reach out to? Certainly, if we all kind of identify tonight a couple of organizations that it would be helpful to have conversations and glean ideas. I know that Dr. Pleat certainly probably has ideas from a school perspective, but there are lots of other organizations in our community that, other than just you trying to figure out what have we talked about in the past and coming up with a spreadsheet, I wonder if it's worth a couple minutes to kind of brainstorm some community organizations that we could individually reach out and start thinking through projects.
Yeah, and you know, we did that last year. And so we met with the school board, we met with Jim for the town, Main Street organization. Was that it?
The chamber? No.
No.
I don't remember.
Town manager,
I feel like, yeah,
you met with
yeah.
Jim.
Schools, the town, Main Street. I thought there was one more.
I think we might notes it.
I don't have those notes with me. I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Okay, but good idea. So wouldn't probably be a bad bet just to sit down with them again.
Okay.
So Yvonne, I'll contact you about contacts for that and get them, we can reschedule those, we can get those meetings scheduled up.
Would there ever be a desire for some of those organizations to be invited to a future meeting to share some of their ideas and dreams? Would that be fruitful at all?
I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Yeah, I think the more input, the better.
I just wonder if, I mean, going to them is perfectly fine, but if they have an opportunity to come before the whole commission to share perspectives, ideas, or we just communicate to the town an open call where we set aside time in a meeting for voices in the community without us picking and choosing who that may be. We can send individualized invitations, certainly, but I wonder what a meeting would look like with just ideas of our community.
Well, I don't think the community as a whole understands what the limitations of RDC are, and so I'm worried that we would get into a case. But with an open invitation, I just worry that we would sit here for 3 hours trying to let everybody talk, and 90% of it is trash, because it just falls outside of the realm of what we're allowed to do. So I like the idea of targeted invitations. I'm a little nervous with just an open call.
And this is a public meeting, anybody can
Exactly.
show up at any time.
Sounds like a Thursday morning breakfast
There you go.
with the RDC.
Except for
Or
not
maybe the
Thursday
second Friday, is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, every Friday we'll have one.
Okay, however you choose to do so.
But Ethan, I do like your idea, if you're going to put together a list, make it as inclusive as possible, because, you know, the thing that scares me is the last sentence in that section that says you cannot use funds for any purpose other than those that are listed on your spending plan. The opposite isn't true, meaning if you put it on your spending plan, you have to spend it.
Right.
So I think you want to put as many of your alternatives on your spending plan and then fund the ones as you deem appropriate.
Yeah, but if we came across something new mid-year that we would like to fund,
Yeah, that's where
According to this, you can.
or no, but could we take that plan to the commission, town council, and ask that to be included into our spending plan? Would that be,
Well, I guess we'll have to see,
How detailed does the plan need to be? Because that was my question. Can we put town beautification, and that could encompass a whole bunch of stuff?
I think you can, and I think you need to talk in generalities a little bit, at least initially, until we get more guidance
Exactly.
on how specific it has to be. If it doesn't have to be super specific, I like that type of wording in there if we can.
well, and if we say to install sidewalks, that could be 200 feet, it could be a mile. I mean, it could be in one location, it could be in any location. So there may be ways to accomplish, what we want, but,
Let's go with town walkability.
There you go.
It doesn't matter, we can do whatever you want.
well, we might want a little bit, I mean, but, where this says, if it's not in your plan, you can't use your funds for it, that sounds as if until you have a new plan.
Right.
And I don't know if that has to be, and I guess the devil will be in the details. Once the statute has been, interpreted and applied, hopefully we'll get some more feedback.
I don't think they have to allow for an amendment or an appeal process.
Would certainly
You would
hope,
hope so.
Yeah, especially
as
emergency
opposed to,
situations.
okay, now you have to wait a year,
Yeah.
so.
All right, good discussion. So, I'll have my agenda topic just to set our next meetings. So we'll set the next meeting, we'll look at, try and see if we can invite the Main Street School Board and maybe have Jim. If there's anything else that you would like to present that we could add to our spending plan. So let's do that on our next meeting. I'll have that as agenda topic to set those dates. But going back to the legislative changes, the third item was rules governing behavior at the public meetings. It's basically just giving the commission president the ability to warn and, if necessary, have any attendee leave that's refusing to follow the rules of the meeting, and that those rules should be published or provided before the meetings.
But we have to adopt those rules formally, so do we want someone to draw something up so that we can approve those at our next meeting?
Yes, that'd be good. Rachel, would you be able to do that?
Does the council have rules already? No?
I think there's already an ordinance
Yeah.
about
The 3 minute,
about,
No, not
that
that.
one.
Let's look
can we
into
look
it.
into it?
Yeah.
It looks like they've given us language that if we could just copy and paste it, I mean,
Yeah.
it looks like the language is there, but we do have to formally adopt it so that it's in place for future meetings.
We can have Ted draw up an ordinance for this
Yeah,
specifically, and then at your next meeting, you can approve it.
and then it's in our code book.
But I'd call it a policy.
Yeah,
I don't
it could be a
think the
policy.
RDC doesn't do ordinances.
Okay.
Okay. Fair enough.
And just to note that last line about posting them, in order to implement the rules, they have to be posted or announced at the beginning of the meeting.
Okay.
We can either,
Yeah,
we can.
more
hang
stuff.
Yeah, more stuff on the door. Or on the table.
The next item is regarding newspaper publication rules applicable when newspaper publishes print editions infrequently. Now, I haven't had a chance to look at this one to see what that rule applies to.
Well, and the Greenfield paper, Wednesday, and is it Saturday?
Saturday.
So it's only twice a month in print? I'm sorry, twice a week in print? So it looks like we can then start doing things online.
Which is good. It is hard currently to get an advertisement in the paper because they only publish twice a week. And in those 2 papers a week, they have to cram a lot of stuff in there. So I had been told a couple months ago that if I called them or notified them of a need for advertisement, they may or may not have room in the next paper to put it in there. So to allow extra time, which, sometimes is challenging because we have to have it in the paper at certain dates. So,
This looks
It's
like it
nice,
can be
gives that
placed
flexibility.
in either,
Yeah.
so that's good for us. There's something beneficial about the paper only being published twice a week. Thank you.
And the last item regarding certain county contracts that are related to the purchase of real estate property, tangible or intangible property or services.
That wouldn't be affected to us, would it be? We don't do anything on behalf of the county, do we? So it wouldn't be relative to us?
Yeah, I don't think this would apply to the RDC because it is talking about county contracts. And then, the last section specifically says this review and approval process does not apply to RDCs.
There we go.
So, I think maybe we could ask Ted, since this review process doesn't apply, and we're not entering into contracts in the name of the county.
No, it's already crossed out, we don't have to do it.
Okay. Yes. So do we have to have any motion to approve these changes, or?
I don't think so, because it's a statute that we have to,
Good.
yeah, we have to comply with the statute.
It's above our pay grade.
All right,
Steve, can we jump back to old business and just see if Jim can give us an update? We approved a couple projects that are still in the works. Can you give us an update on those, Jim?
The sign, I think Terry got some trees picked out, and is that correct? So waiting on the trees to kind of finish that project up.
He gave you a quote, didn't
He did, yeah. The sidewalk, I think this week he's coming back to kind of put some final dirt and some seed straw ready for the fall. So that project's cleared up. The banners, we've got a few banners ordered for the military. We've got, I think, 11 banners coming with the town emblem on it, and they should be done this week. The only other outstanding thing is the electrical bases. And we're running into trouble with the art department on clarity and direction on what everybody likes. Because, when you
Is this the art department over here?
Up there,
the decals you put on those, there's only 50,000 to look at. And
Yeah.
so we're just kind of going back and forth. We're just trying to figure out something that's going to blend with all three of them.
Right.
For different locations. So, that, we do have somebody that's quoted us and it's in our budget, so we're just trying to get that part point down.
so the sidewalks moving forward?
Sidewalks went forward.
Sidewalks.
Looks great.
It's been used quite a bit, so.
Yeah.
Well, and I
That's good.
will share, at the last council meeting, there was one gentleman who showed up, and he said that, the reason he was at the meeting was to thank the town council for installing that sidewalk, and, we reminded him that it actually was the Redevelopment Commission, and so, I agreed to relay that he was here just to say thank you, because it certainly is a nice public improvement.
Okay.
I had someone comment to me as well, not knowing my role on RDC, did you know they put that sidewalk there? That's so awesome. And I was like,
Yeah.
Maybe we should have engraved RDC in
Yeah.
it, just so people knew.
all of our names.
Well, I didn't go that far. I mean,
That's a good point. We might get like little yard signs when we do projects and say, something about RDC.
I like that.
Or something real temporary. It'll last, a week, put it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A project funded by our RDC. or
That's a
something.
good
Like
idea.
the county
Let's
does
approve
the
that.
very-
That's a good
I
idea.
had a good idea.
let's do that. I really like that idea. Can we do that?
Yeah.
Can we prove
Great
that?
idea.
You want to make a motion?
I would like to make a motion that we use RDC funds to buy.
We'll just get.
Some yard signs.
That way, like we can put it on the sidewalk, that way we can feel direct,
Yeah.
people that are walking on it, it'll remind them, and then we will pull them off, so.
Absolutely, we can use them for the next project.
Yeah.
But we need to spend money on it.
Yes.
It'd be minimal, we'll,
Yeah.
probably
Yard
less than
signs are
$100,
nice.
so.
Yeah.
Yep.
As long as you approve that before December 1st, you don't have to have a spending plan.
I would like to make a motion that we spend up to $150. It's not gonna cost that much.
Somebody text me some good verbiage you want on it, we'll get it done.
Got it.
We
Art department is on it.
We already have it.
How about something
It's already
very
written.
simple? This project has been paid for by the New Palestine Redevelopment Commission, or is...
It's a community project.
Say another project.
Hey, we'll send you some information, but let's get a second on my motion.
Another project funded by
I'll second that
Palestine
I like
motion.
community in
I
there.
do like
Yeah.
community.
for the benefit of the community.
All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Opposed, state nay. All right, motion carries. Good call, Ethan.
It's Jim's call, but I'll take credit for it. In my minutes, don't put Jim's name down.
It's all right.
Did we ever move forward or get anywhere with school-related banners?
Well, we have the 2 red ones, and we haven't made those yet.
Okay, but it's still in the works.
Yeah, we got to figure out, I think I ordered 11 of the town ones, so we're just trying to figure out how to space everything through town. So
Okay.
when those get in, we'll see how we can maneuver everything. I want to make sure we...
Even if it's just with the logo, I think that would
Yeah,
be good.
I want to make sure we keep up with
Absolutely. Okay.
All right, other things, next meetings. I was initially thinking October and December, third week, or third Wednesday of each month. Of those 2 months, I believe that's the 16th and the 18th.
When is that aim? Is that that week? Is that also fall break? Is it the week before?
It's the week after.
Okay. So 16. That works for me.
All right, 6 o'clock?
Yeah, perfect.
All right.
So October was the 16th and
And we've already
December
talked about the
18th.
spreadsheet, got the dates. So based on having the, like Main Street come in, or some of the community areas, the school board and town, to talk about potential projects, do we want to try to bring that into next month or into October's meeting? Do we need to probably have one next month to come up with that?
I would say October meeting, and then if we need to have a meeting in November, we sneak one in November to make sure we meet that December 1st deadline.
Yep, okay.
So begin thinking of some items to put on that list.
Mhm.
And I would, if we are serious about inviting organizations, not as if I can open call out, but I would imagine that we would feel comfortable as a commission if any of us thought of one to have a direct conversation and invite those organizations or individuals so that we can have a verbal explanation of what we do.
Mhm.
And so you would feel comfortable if I did that as well, if I ran into people and just said, hey,
Yes.
this is what we do. If you have ideas, come share. Okay.
So the structure for our next meeting, if we invite these organizations in, do we want to give them 10 to 15 minutes each to discuss their ideas, that way there, or do we want to limit it to that?
I don't think we need that much time for each organization. I mean, we're also talking about kind of generics, and then we've got to do the work at overviewing, kind of making sure potential projects fit into language that help us understand the spending. So why don't we see who shows up, and then maybe have a sign-up sheet for people, and that way we can gauge how much time to make sure everybody fits in.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't advertise 10 or 15 minutes because they'll use it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Any other discussions we need to have or topics?
Well, they're gonna schedule one for open.
All right. Do you want to have a motion to close
If they don't want to cancel, then
I'll make that motion.
redevelopment commission
we'll
of
schedule one and then
August
cancel.
21st, 2024?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed state nay. Motion carries. Thank you very much.